much were you sweating the review?
Honestly, I didn't know what part he was reviewing, and then we went to look on our video camera, and it was stuck on the 62nd minute. So we were going to be there a while for it to catch up and get to a point where we could review it. But I would assume, based on the outswinging service and Freddie's start position, he would have done really well to be in an offside position when the cross came in. So honestly, just thrilled to get over the line and felt like we got what we deserved today.
Dan, when they review stuff, do they tell you what they're reviewing typically?
Yeah, I had to obviously go and ask the linesman specifically what incident it was, because I failed to see. I actually thought it was in the progression over on the right side before it entered the penalty area. I failed to see how that was going to be offside. So when they told me they were reviewing the specifics of the goal and the two contacts on the header, I was confident that it was going to go our way. I didn't anticipate that our video was going to shut down. But as you know, I have an opinion on this, and I think we're wasting a lot of time and energy on a software that, with the greatest respect, isn't ready to be utilised in that kind of service. So if I get the opportunity, we'll be voting to scrap video review for next season.
So Dan, to have a performance like this where you guys really dominate the match, even if the scoreline doesn't show it, how important was that after the result that you guys had earlier?
Huge, and I have to give the guys a ton of credit for how they took it in the moment on Tuesday. Their response in training this week, you'd have never known if you'd have come to training Thursday, Friday, you'd have never known that we just got turned over the way we did against a very good Dayton team, and we knew Dayton were dangerous. So no one pointed a finger. There was no emotional outburst. I think there was accountability. I think the players knew that we weren't at our best, and we played against a very good team that had a very good day, and football can be that way sometimes. So it was encouraging to see that nobody panicked. It was encouraging to come out on Thursday and see the intensity, energy and positivity that was still there with the group, and I said to the guys, I think it was just really important that we zoomed out, and that the one wasn't going to define us. The one loss wasn't going to define us. At this point, we're defined by what was an 8-1-3 record, now thankfully a 9-1-3 record, and that body of work had allowed us to be in a position that, okay, you never want to lose, but we kind of had one we could give away. We moved 4 places in the RPI. I'm hopeful today we'll probably be back where we were right before Dayton. So certainly with another win on Wednesday, we'll feel as though we're right where we left off prior to that Dayton game.
When you have so much of the ball in the second half, is it almost more relief than celebration when you finally get the tally?
It's always relief when we score. Unfortunately, it's in my line of work, it's actually quite difficult to enjoy goals. It's often either a momentary relief or immediately thinking to how we make sure that we contain what we have, secure what we have. Obviously, the nature of how late the game was, we knew we wanted to make sure that we were defensively robust enough for what was 1 minute and 45 seconds to go. So sadly, I don't really get to enjoy the goals as they occur. I'm immediately thinking of what we need to do next.
Dan, we're going to talk to Isaac next. It looks like how does a freshman sort of earn his spot in your squad the way that he has?
With his habits every day. I was just complimenting him earlier today that we make 3 guarantees to our recruits, and Isaac was no different. I guaranteed Isaac when we recruited him he'd have competition for his place. I guaranteed him he'd get what he deserved in terms of playing time and opportunities, and everything he's done for us he's absolutely deserved. So thrilled when a player like that can come in and make the type of impact when you have the likes of a grad transfer in Simon Carlson, when you have Ethan Deckladax. We're talking about two all-region players from a year ago. So for him to have the impact he's had and to disrupt that in terms of minutes and opportunities, among others that he's put himself ahead of within the squad, and it's a credit to him. He needs to give up rec basketball, we found out this week, but other than that, he's been doing fantastic.
Well, is he at least a good ball player, though?
I couldn't care less.
Dan, top of the table. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, we set our stall out this year to try and win the conference. I think you looked at the quality of certainly the top 3 last year, and felt as though if we can improve our position and set our sights on winning a championship, winning a conference championship, the RPI piece will take care of itself given the quality and the strength of schedule that the conference provides. And it's the one thing that's evaded us in the time that I've been here. I want, quite honestly, what Nikki has been able to achieve on the women's side. They have a reputation of winning championships, regular season, conference tournament titles. I want that rich tradition for the program. We never necessarily had it. We obviously had a fantastic run last year, but I want to pick up some silverware along the way.